All right, let's do it. The last time I played this game was like 3 or 4 years ago when it came out. I'm pretty sure it has like double the amount of content as before. I imagine some stuff has changed too, I'm not really sure. Following footage was recovered from the camcorder of Robert Chen.
Okay, it's recording. Now how do you work this thing?
Hold on, I gotta unplug my mouse. Dude, having a wired mouse is horrible. I can't do it anymore. It is like so much better wireless.
Fresh batteries. I'll find you, Mei.
Am I gonna try Gothic Remake? I actually have a sponsor for Gothic Remake. So we're gonna be playing that tomorrow after Summer Games Fest. Mystery deepens on missing children. School closed early for summer. Students gone missing during school hours. Of course you do. Yeah.
I need to break the glass. Hope nobody hears this.
I actually have a sponsor during Summer Games Fest as well.
Power's off. Gotta find the breaker room.
All right, I can sprint.
There it is.
Okay.
Wait, where am
Oh my god. Wait, hold on, let me double check something. My god, what are these settings? That FOV feels kind of weird. Maybe it's too high. What's up, Dara? I think I remember this level. Kind of. Get me out of here. This the game with the fire babies? That sounds... I kind of remember that. Have I played this game before? I have. But there's been like a bunch of updates to the game since the last time I played it. But yeah, I have played this game before. No, it wasn't the demo. Well, they added new tapes, which are like levels. I'm pretty sure there's like 3 or 4 new levels since the last time I played this. I could be wrong though. I don't remember this level at all though. Or like I kind of do, but I think I need to get like a screwdriver or something. So is there even an entity on this level? At least they don't let you open these fucking lockers, thank God. I feel like I remember there being a key in here. No way there's anything in these fucking drawers, right? Yeah, if I get bored with this, maybe we'll play the Lucky Tower game for a bit. Does look fun. I kind of wish that I could just do the new levels. Because I have done, like, I've done this level before, although, well, clearly I don't fucking remember how to do this level, but...
I wonder what this is for.
Janitor's key. Okay, I think we're in business.
This needs a key.
Wrong item. Fuck. I don't think I can use a key on the vents, right? Don't think so. Where's the janitor's closet? What the fuck was that? place is so confusing. I keep hearing a baby. I mean, the there's nothing else in here, right? Oh, I'm just wasting my time, but Okay, I'm clearly fucking blind. This place isn't actually that big. Oh. Right, they move. Okay, they can't open doors.
I wonder if... This should open the elevator.
I think I remember the way. All right. We did the first stage. Oh my god. My god, the scrolling speed. Look at this. It's horrible. Why is this so bad? We must prepare ourselves for an imminent threat emanating from within the superstructure. What's this game about? It's a horror game. It's kind of like Backrooms a little bit. Oh, I keep my loot. Oh, right. I don't think we want to touch the balloons. I think if we make too much sound, we get, like, eaten or something. What are these books? Oh, you know what? I think the books... Can there be books in here? The audio is so weird. Freaking me out. Oh, the screwdriver. It sounded like he was fucking like in this room. We need to find enough books. There's glass there though, I don't know. Back to screwdriver. Do horror games scare me anymore? I mean, jump scares still give me sometimes, but apart from that, not too much. Honestly, the most scary thing in gaming is when you're like, you have to do a really difficult section that takes a long time. Or you know, like doing something permadeath. It's not really scary. Well, I don't know. How is this? I don't know how many books we need. Oh yeah, we can use this now. What was that? Section gets harder because it's supposed to use your mic. Yeah, but like as a streamer, that's kind of just annoying. I keep getting like stopped in the vent randomly. What the fuck is that? There's something really janky going on in these vents. Wait, am I just... Does this just go forever? Go, go, go. Dude, the audio is so weird. It sounds like he's in the fucking walls. Devs who made that crane game? Dude, what is that? Why is it so fucking loud when you enter a level? Okay, hold on. I'm gonna turn this shit down. Oh my. This is... I don't remember how this guy works. I heard him. The outside. It's so hard to tell where he is. It sounds like he's in that, like, through that wall over there. I don't remember what I'm even looking for on this level. Oh! Uh, okay. Oh my god. I may be playing on my speakers, yeah. Which I probably shouldn't. Okay, this just leads here. Well, I heard him, I just was looking the complete wrong direction. And I don't remember how to fucking escape this hellhole. Put my headphones on. Oh, great. Oh, God. Oh, I'm fucked. Oh, wait. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa! Oh my god, how am I alive? What the fuck? Isn't this back at the beginning? My god, it sounds like he's fucking... I think I just went backwards. It's like on the other side of this wall or something. Dude, I don't know. He's fucking tweaking me out. Dude, this place is such a fucking maze. Holy shit. Oh, God. I don't see him, but... Oh no. What? What do you mean? How did I die, bro? I was in the vent. What the fuck? What's up, Buck? Yeah, there was a new update for this game like 3 days ago. I don't know if I would say this is my schedule, but... Dude, why is it taking so long to fucking load? The most random morning off, and you did too. Yeah, it is true though. It does happen quite often. Can he come into the vents? Oh, the vents in this game are really weird. That's where I spawned. Okay, yeah, so he is attracted to the sound. He's not happy. Sounds like he's still over here. Sounds like he's over there. Yes. Nice. That actually worked really well. That was quick. Yeah, so I think the level I'm not even sure this wasn't I don't know if I remember the church rooms. I think the first 3 levels were the only ones that I played. A long time ago. Hold on. I'm gonna go use the restroom real quick though. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Ugh. Probably should have paused the game. Come over here. Damn, this is a big church. I play the piano. Another church? I can't turn the lights on in here though. Oops. Well, the lights are in the back. Oh. God, how do I read that, like, right as I pick it up? I don't know. "17 lives lost recently." Bro, why is the scrolling so bad? We've unveiled a remarkable 47 new locations within the space, uncovering a substantial cache of anomalous items. Nevertheless, the more we unravel the mysteries of the structure, the more enigmatic and bewildering it becomes. Alarming reports indicate an escalation in entity encounters near our research outposts. The fuck? There's a vent here. This seems pretty chill so far. It's just an angry cow. I don't know what I'm looking for. Maybe a key. I haven't played this level. Well, I don't know if I've played any other levels apart from the first 3. So the last time I played this game was like a fucking long time ago. This level is new, okay. Well, regardless, I don't think I've played that many of the stages. Oh my god. The fuck was that? Glow stick. Oh. I guess I could hold it. Entity 608 is a non-corporeal corporeal entity that manifests in locations devoid of light within any location of the superstructure currently discovered. When viewed, he appears as a dimly lit, gaunt face emerging from the darkness. It's not affected by solid objects or walls. However, for unknown reasons, it can still interact with physical objects and inflicts wounds on entities. Will appear in any areas devoid of light. Will vanish if trapped in an area. 6-way will vanish if trapped in an area that is subsequently lit up, but over time will disable said lights and remanifest. Avoid any contact with the entity. If spotted by the entity, make sure to stay around lit areas and to avoid any areas dim or devoid of light. Okay. I wonder if the glow stick can keep me safe then. Maybe that's why they gave it to me. Surprised we didn't see him for so long. Finally have the will to write again. I don't know what day it is. Maybe the 9th? The clocks here are all messed up. None of the lights are real, so everything looks strange. I haven't slept in days, but I'm not even tired. And guess what? I don't feel hungry or thirsty since we got here. Something is really off in this place. It's like there's always someone watching me. Halls keep changing. They're hiding something, I can tell. This place, it's not like the real world. I don't think we were ever meant to see it. Oh, yo. The slide.
Shit. If I step in there, I'll get fried.
Oh.
Cut the power off somehow.
Oh. 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 Oh, jeez. Stupid baby. Lights suck.
This'll cut the power, but that means all the lights are gonna be off.
Yep. Wait, what will cut the power? Is it in here? What's he talking about? Is the breaker box somewhere around here?
Welcome to the ARC training program. Our goal is to equip you with the knowledge and skills necessary to safely navigate the anomalous dimension known as the Lambda superstructure. As you may know, ARC is dedicated to exploring and mapping out the Lambda superstructure. This dimension can be a challenging environment, and it's important to be aware of the signs that indicate the presence of entities. If you encounter flickering lights, be aware that this may indicate the presence of an entity. In these situations, it's important to remain calm and take precautions to ensure your safety. If you find yourself in a dark environment, be aware that this may also indicate the presence of an entity. It's important to always have a source of light with you and to remain focused and alert. If you encounter a friendly-looking animal, it's important to be cautious.
Friendly looking animal.
We wish you the best of luck in your journey. Stay safe and always be prepared.
Thank you. Seems like you're safe here in this TV room. I don't know why it said that I can cut off the power here. I don't... Maybe I was just close enough? He's coming. He's coming. Why are the lights so fucking... shit? Let's see if this works. Seems like it does. Oh. I'm going in fucking circles. How do I turn off the goddamn power? Oh no. Dude. I don't know where I'm going. I'm just going in circles, man. I don't know. In here? I feel like I've been in here, haven't I? Going in the bin. This was useless. Wait, what's this? Is there a glow stick in here? Just gotta run out of here. Oh my god, we made it. Holy shit. Damn, we went. That was perfect. We just ran straight there. Oh, actually, I think I remember the pool rooms. I think this was in... I think I played this one. Did I just die? Okay, I guess I... Okay, you know, I thought... I don't know why I expected anything different, but I thought maybe I could look at it a bit more from the side. We probably need to, like, turn that off, I guess. Yeah, I can see the steam. Mm-hmm. The fuck was that? Okay, so you die if you go underwater, I guess. I mean, I guess it did say, like... It was very fast. There was a new update like 3 days ago. So many egg timers. The hell is that? I got money? What is that? Oh god. Oh, I was so close to getting in there, dude. Shows my danger level. Interesting. Okay, so there's the slide there. I'm still not really sure what my, like, objective is. I guess to turn off the steam. They woke us up super early today. The alarms were blaring loud, but this time it was different. Instead of our usual caretakers yanking us out of bed, there were these soldiers with big guns standing all quiet by the door. It was scary. The whole day felt like a dream. We scrambled to put on our clothes real quick, and they took us down to the gymnasium, but deep down I knew something bad was waiting for us there. Another note. This is hell, isn't it? We knew we'd be the next ones to be sent in. They handed us these documents telling us what we needed to bring back from this awful place, but we didn't even have a moment to read it. They rushed us in, leaving me stranded without food or water. All they gave me was this stupid flashlight and a compass. There was one thing they made sure to tell us: if I want to make it out of here alive, I need to etch these codes into my memory. Nobody cares. Wow. All the notes are here. The fuck? You're off your rocker, Jimmy. It's simply unfounded to suggest that entities possess the capability to breach the confines of the superstructure. Such notions run counter to the established pact, foundational principle of our organization. Let's not regress to the early days of initiation folklore. It is essential to maintain a rational perspective. I implore you to redirect your energies away from undue concerns regarding potential risks. Instead, focus on matters that warrant our attention and resources. Yeah, okay, whatever, man. Yap, yap, yap. Entity 708 manifests as a highly aggressive and malevolent organism predominantly observed within the confines of the Lima superstructure. Its physical form is notably serpent-like, with a significant deviation being its head, which disturbingly resembles a human face. This entity's behavior patterns are marked by hostility and a predilection for ambushing living prey. Despite exhibiting non-sentient characteristics, it possesses the ability to mimic human vocalizations as a method to attract its prey. These attempts at mimicry, however, are crudely executed, resulting in distorted and unconvincing imitations of human speech. The entity is endowed with exceptional visual acuity, enabling it to detect and track moving targets with remarkable precision. A peculiar aspect of its sensory perception is its inability to recognize static objects or individuals as potential prey, thereby ignoring anything that does not move. Oh, okay, I need to stop moving. When a target is apprehended, Entity 708 employs constriction as its primary method of subdual, subsequently ingesting the immobilized victim whole. Upon visual confirmation of the entity, immediate stillness is advised. Okay. Knew it wasn't safe here, just like I said before. The documents they gave us explain that much, but everything else is so mysterious. Some papers have these weird instructions telling us to stay away from dark rooms with vents and to hide in lockers if we hear strange sounds. And there are other papers that are all scribbled out with black ink. I can't make sense of it at all. But at least now I understand why they gave me a compass. It's not like a regular compass that points north. It's supposed to help us get back to the school, or at least I hope it does. The papers also mention that there are multiple checkpoints set up around the area that they built before the incident happened. Oh, another coin. More coins. I wonder what I use these coins for. Oh. Key card slot. Oh, fuck. I mean, I can't go under the water, right? No. What do you think we get at Summer Games Fest? I have no idea, man. I just hope we get some cool announcements. Where is it? Dude, those two egg timers look like a face in there for a sec. This back at the start? We We need to find a key card. If anything big is going to be shown, it would be on Gamescom. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. There's been plenty of big announcements at the Game Fests. Okay. Deodorant? The fuck is that used for? Dude, these tubes are tweaking me out. Ah, nice. Okay. It was past this, right? Oh wait, no. This is a dead end. It's in this big room. The key card area. Yeah, here we go. Going up. What the fuck is this? What do I put in the... microwave? No, it's not. Pick up the deodorant. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. Danger level 4. I applied the deodorant. Yeah, I realized that. I think that opened the door by the steam, but I don't know how I'm supposed to get through the steam. There's nothing I can put in here. Oh, I see the serpent. I can't even tell if they're on. Okay. I don't know. They said stay completely still. I stayed completely still. I don't know. But I guess it like noticed me or something. Do we still have the key? We do. Okay. Well, I assume... Stink bomb? Is the way? It has the sign this time, but this is different. This is so much different. Okay. What? I had to see. Bad layout anyways. Actually, I don't know. I think it was good layout, but... Oh, we're finding a million random things. Okay, this is the area. See the sign. I'm pretty sure we still have to disable the Steam. What is the point of this microwave? Fine. The fuck was that? She's gonna sniff me out. I think we need to get to the green. Maybe. That's the one. Their fall damage? I guess. I have no idea what that guy does. So I'm pretty sure the steam is still on. Yeah, I mean, we have to turn off the steam somehow. Maybe it's the microwave? Isn't this just the green one over here? I need to go the other way. It's just shoot where she was going. Dude, she's doing it again. I think if I touch the tail, she'll notice me. Oh no, she doesn't. Wait, shit, this is just a dead end. Oh wait, no, it's not. Okay. How do I disable the steam? There's symbols here. I don't know if those mean anything, though. That did something? I think. This is where the... Where does the yellow slide come out? Oh, it just... Right, it just comes back out here. That's where the white one is. Okay. Actually, wait, no. That's a different... I feel like the RNG on the map that you get here is kind of rough. I mean, hopefully this worked. I have no idea. There's also the blue slide, but that's the one I came in on. Yeah, I don't know. Clearly I'm missing something. If it is the... You can see on the cam. Yeah, but the cam seemed like it was a still image. But maybe it's not. I have 17 batteries left. Fuck off, lady. The fuck was that? It's not bugged, that's just how she works. Didn't work the one time, yeah, because she had already seen me. And then this one takes me out here. I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's something... I didn't miss a card. I already have the card. I don't know. It has to be the microwave. I mean, I guess I just keep trying different combinations until I see that it... I just thought there would be something that kind of like... I mean, there's an umbrella. Because there's only... Reverse the heat. I mean, I don't know. It looks like it's still there, but that's the thing. Like, I can't... it's like a still image, so I don't... Put something in there. I don't have anything to put in there. I mean, I guess... Oh, see, because I can't, like, put anything in there. Like when I press left click, it just uses the item. Oh. Okay. This is the one thing that I suspected the least. I mean, maybe the goggles like make me immune to the heat now, or maybe I didn't do it right. I don't know. Let's just keep trying stuff, I guess. I don't know why the eye and the timer would make sense, but... reverse time. That's smart. That's probably the solution. No. I don't know, let's just keep trying stuff, I guess. I have no idea what the game is wanting from me right now. I don't understand, but okay. Did I just get the solution? Oh my god. I think she might be up ahead here. This is the way I need to go. Why do you go that way again? Wait, did the egg timer distract her? Imagine this doesn't work. Yeah, I guess the reason you lose is because your footage gets damaged. Alright. Guess fall into the pit. What is this? We're in a fast food restaurant?
This elevator has no power.
There used to be 2 monsters. I think there is. There was another monster we were seeing, but I don't know what he did. Wonder what the coins do. ARC 470 is a large humanoid entity primarily distinguished by its massive stone-like head resembling a decayed human face. The head is cracked and weathered with fleshy legs protruding from its mouth and tendrils extending from the eye sockets. Despite lacking traditional sensory organs, he possesses heightened olfactory and auditory senses, enabling it to detect prey from significant distances. He expels large parasitic leeches from its nose. These leeches latch onto living beings, embedding themselves in the flesh and severely impairing movement. Oh, that sounds great. Its advanced sensory capabilities allow it to track prey over considerable distances. The parasitic leeches it expels are biologically anomalous, designed to incapacitate targets by reducing their mobility. Oh, scent masking agents and maintain silence to avoid detection. Direct engagement is discouraged and encounters personnel must mask their scent and avoid actions that induce sweating. So we want to not stink. We need deodorant. Unfortunately, I wasted my only deodorant. Well, maybe being stinky is good too. I don't know. Or maybe it's bad. Maybe it makes it worse. It's a little confusing. Can I go up this? Oh. 5 loonies. Damn. The playrooms. Damn! Hello? Oh no. Oh! Oh, okay. That was a good run. The fucking stink balloons, bruh. That light? I thought I could do a sick jump. Holy. What a jump. Can I, like, fucking do something about these stupid balloons? Get away from me, you fucking freak. Why is there so many coins? Can I, like... Why? We're gonna need to, like... bait a goblin or something with all these coins. I guess this is just for the lights. I can't throw them, though. Crouch the stink. Fuck it, I guess. Oh my god. I don't have any idea what I'm trying to do right now. Oh no. That looks... I need to go there.
Fuse boxes.
Oh. Okay. Okay, now we can get to the arcade. I see. Where the fuck is it? I can go above it. Yo, Brad, thank you so much for the raid. Takes fuse out, tries light switch, yeah. Oh, fuck. Level 2 key card. Well, this is nice, though.
A ticket arcade. Wonder what the prizes are.
Hmm. I'm just practicing. Maybe a little bit above the rim. That looks good. Doing pretty good. Holy tickets. Hell yeah. Can I play any of the other machines? Ooh, this is a fun one. Oh, shit, I'm good. Ooh, we could play skee ball. Yeah. Dude, it's really hard. Can I just throw them in? This is not going well. Damn, that sucked, man. I didn't even get any tickets. There's glass? Oh shit, you're right, there is. I didn't actually see that. And it's hard to get it. Oh! Should we go for the corner shot? Oh, dude, the corner's so hard to hit. Is it lower? Oh, I did get a few tickets. 4. How much did I get from this? Oh, I hit my cap. I can't even take the tickets. Damn it. Wait, no, I should be able to get more than that. Why can't I take these? Oh, there we go. It's just the hitbox was being weird. Okay, well, I think we need... Oh, we could buy deodorant. Oh, we could buy a backpack. I might try to get that backpack. Prize drop. Oh, there's even coins in here to play. Out of order. Oh. Ooh. Some gamba. Yeah, buddy. Wait. Okay. Wait, what? Did I not spin it hard enough? I don't understand.
Ass.
God damn it!
Fuck my life.
Oh. Can I get the tickets to, like, stack up, I wonder? Don't play this one. We should probably do the basketball. We're getting wins now, though. This one's fast. No. No. That's a win.
Winner, winner. Chicken dinner.
Oh, look at that stack. More. Bro, stop. I need the backpack, man. Dude. This thing is fucking rigged. Alright, you know what? Give me my tickets. Yeah, that's 58 after all that, dude. Oh, wait, we didn't play this one. Oh. Oh my god. Fuck.
God damn it.
God damn it.
Yeah, I won.
Woo! What's the payout on this one? Oh, this one seems like a pretty big payout. 25. How many did we get from this? I wonder if there's like... How the fuck am I missing? Your brain hates this right now. $19. How many points did we get? You can definitely get a lot with this one. All right, we have 111 tickets. How much does it cost for the backpack? It's fucking expensive, dude. $250? Oh, man. I mean, this one was... Let's see. Maybe this one's not that bad. It's going straight back. Fuck. 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 All right, I'm gonna waste too many coins. I can't do this. Don't dog me, bro. All right, it's hard. I want to try some more skee ball, honestly. Ugh. So bad at grabbing the... Just keep going. Fuck. That was pretty good. Oh. Bro, all the balls are jammed up in the fucking thing. Ugh. Alright, how many did I get from this? 24? Can I run up and drop in the 100? Don't think so. Oh, I don't know. I want to get the backpack, but I'm also like... I think we need this card, the level 2 key card. The backpack's so expensive. I don't know if I have enough coins, man. Still up to 5. Gotta win so much more, man. You have to turn away from this? Yeah, it's kind of making me sick too. We're min-maxing. Go in. All right. We almost got enough. Actually, not quite, but... No!
Shit.
Yes. Okay, that was just terrible. Alright, just one more. Yeah! Three extra inventory. Then look at all those tickets going in. He's eating two at once. Does it give you more inventory? Yeah, I mean, I have 3 more inventory slots.
I can use this to open that door.
We have 20 left. Do kind of want a deodorant. Maybe let's just see if we can win. Come on. Ah. Come on. Come on. Well, you can always get enough tickets. I mean, the only limiting factor is the coins. One last basketball. I'm locking in for this one. And we're missing everything. Bro, go in! What the fuck? Well, I'm out of money now, so... Yeah, I'm done. Alright, let's get the fuck out of here. We've been here for way too long.
Second fuse.
Ah, the fuse. Nice. Hold on, I'll be right back, chat. Give me 1 minute. Be right back. Alright. Back to the fuse box. Well, the stinky balloons want to get me. Bro. Oh my god. Oh. Leech attached? Oh god, no. 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 Oh!
I need a sec.
Go, go, go! Easy game. Shootopia. Fuck was that? Crystal sepsis. Oh, that sounds lovely. What is this locked door? I feel like I've played this level before, but at the same time, I don't actually know if I have. It's very new. Okay, I guess I haven't. I think there's just another horror game that has a similar layout in one of their sections.
Is there a table around to
Puzzle
assemble
piece?
these?
What's up with the dog?
That's cute.
Oh, look at him. Hi. Ew.
This looks important.
Oh, 4 puzzle pieces. Uh.
Good doggy. Good doggy.
I'm gonna go.
Is there a
Wait,
table?
I think I can feed him the biscuit.
This looks important. Better keep it for now.
There's so many puzzle pieces. Lost track of time. Completely lost track of time. It could have been a month or maybe even a whole year. It doesn't matter. Stumbled upon one of those folders they were all secretive about, the one labeled item 608. They told us those documents were classified and strictly off limits, but screw that, you know? We're all just pawns in their messed up game. Glad I read them, though, because item 608 is the reason they warned us to steer clear of the darkness. It's like something out of a freaky nightmare, man. This thing crawls through the vents, and if the lights go out, it'll tear you apart. But when the lights flicker back on, poof, it's gone. Or maybe it changes shape? I can't tell, man. The document's all vague and cryptic. Thank goodness I haven't come face to face with one of those monstrosities yet. Here's hoping it stays that way. The dog is like camping the door. Oh, thought he came inside. Oh, I think he left. Where do I use... Where do I use the puzzle pieces? The purple room.
This looks important. Better keep it for now.
Another biscuit. Oh, a 3-pack of batteries. Another 3-pack. Get 26 batteries. This place, they told me it would be like what we saw in our dreams, but it isn't. Everything here seems empty and abandoned. I thought there would be people here. This place feels like the past, like a place time forgot. Keep hearing voices from the rooms off the path. They sound deceptively friendly, but when I go to look, nobody is there. At this point, I can't go back. I don't even know which way back is. I just want to go back to the way things were before. Oh, we have the TV. Those items are so hard to see. It fucking saw me. It made sort of moaning sound at me. Knew it was stupid to try to go through a dark hallway, but what the fuck was I thinking? It's been following me for around a day now. Don't know how, but it keeps turning off the lights near me, and even if I get lucky enough to lock off a hallway or area, it finds a way to reach me. If I ever get out of this place, I'm gonna burn the school to the ground. I do the puzzles in here.
Table around to assemble these?
I don't know. There's 2 purple doors in here. Oh, what the fuck is that? Oh my.
This looks important. Better keep it for now.
Bro, I dropped you the biscuit! What the heck? What else are the biscuits for? Why is it taking so long to load? It's before he transforms. Yeah, maybe. I feel like the game crashed or something. I think it did. I don't think it's... I feel like it happened again. I think it crashed again, dude. I don't know. I don't know why it's crashing. I mean, it says reset settings to default, I guess. I don't know what that even changes, but... Thing is, I already pressed confirm, like what you got... Oh, you guys are seeing it now. Maybe it's actually working. If this doesn't work, I'll try to change my like graphic settings and see if that helps. Otherwise, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's cooked again. Try loading into a different level, but that's, I mean, what does it matter? It's not the level I'm trying to play. I mean, I don't really know what... I don't really know what setting could be causing this anyways. I'll just let it sit there. Maybe it's just actually taking a while. I think it shouldn't take this long, but maybe I'm getting impatient. Maybe I should just wait a minute. The thing is, when I click, it gives me the scrolling icon, like the process of... Oh, okay, well, I guess I do just have to wait. Fucking scared me when I loaded in. Oh, I think it reset my...
Kind of weird seeing you here, pup.
Well, I still have all those puzzle pieces.
Is there a table around to ascend, please?
I don't know if the layouts can be different sometimes.
This looks important. But for now.
I mean, yeah, I have no idea how many of these puzzle pieces we need. I feel like we have quite a lot. They also give you a lot, so...
Is there a table around to assemble these?
Yeah, maybe we need to give the biscuit to the dog before he, like, transforms. Well, he transformed because I sat there and stared at him, I think.
This looks important. Better keep it for now. This looks important. Better keep it for now.
I stink. What the f... That shit out of here. Oh.
Is there a table around to assemble these?
The dog can be in the vents. It seems. Oh, what the fuck is this?
One of those balloons isn't like the others. Let's try popping it.
Ow. Oh. Oh, nailed it.
Level 3. Looks like it has special access to important areas.
Hi, doggy. Why you... Here you go. Thing is, we still don't know where
Is there
the...
a table around to assemble these?
Was there a level 3 door? Is this where I started?
This looks important. Better keep it for now.
Okay, I have 170 puzzle pieces. It's probably enough. Oh, I'm actually at inventory full. Okay. Hmm. Maybe We're already here. Eat the bone. We're already through the yellow doors. I don't know. I'm just going in circles. I don't remember any door. Yeah, okay. So yellow door is, well, it's probably random, but okay, so we have elevator here. I don't know if we went this way yet. Or actually, wait, did we? Is this the... Or... It is. Okay. Never mind, we went... Oh my god, I'm so... I need more biscuits. Dog is gonna be angry soon. Piano this way. I mean, we're already in... Dude, I don't know what I'm... I don't know what I'm doing, man! Oh god.
Sounds you're talking about. Puzzle time. Gonna need something big and fast to break this.
What the f...
That's a curious chord.
F-A-A-E. Where? No. Okay. This fucking dog.
These look like music.
I can't break the glass though! Fuck! Alright, we just have to find the path that leads where we need to go. Thing is, I don't know if that's...
Is that some kind of special artifact through the window?
What the hell is that? Oh. ARC 1263 is a whistle-like instrument fashioned from a hyena skull. Blowing through the rear opening of the skull emits a high-pitched, layered tone resembling distorted laughter or shrieking animal cries. Maybe I can like calm the dog down with this or something. Use of 1263 in controlled settings has consistently agitated 686, resulting in rapid transformation into its aggressive state. Oh, maybe not.
Dog whistle? What kind of reaction will it get if I use it?
Maybe that would break the glass. Maybe.
Is that a...
What the? It like powered him up. God, why does it take so long to load? How to aim him at the glass? I don't know about that one.
That's cute.
I don't know if the path that I need to find, because there was a sign before, it said like path to piano. So I don't know if that's always going to be something I can find quickly, or if it could be at like the end of this room. He breached the reinforced glass. Oh. Yeah. What is this? Any more doggy biscuits? so fucked.
This isn't how old the other meant to be.
Wait, this is... Holy shit, bro. He just sent the... I think it's random where the path will be here. You gonna transform?
Doggy. Yeah, who's a good boy?
All right. Bro, there's like, what is this? What is this seed that we got? There's like one path. What the fuck is this? I skipped 2 doors. This is an elevator, which I can't open. This is a dead end.
Hey, buddy. What are you doing here all by yourself?
This is where I was before. I don't know. I don't see... Oh, there's one here. Kept running past this. Dude, the layout of this can be kind of brutal sometimes. I don't think it's here, no. Nothing. Dude! Like there's a fucking exit sign there. I didn't miss it. There's nothing here. And this is this area.
One of those balloons isn't like the others.
I'm so confused. There's nowhere else to go. Maybe a vent? Do you think you have to go through the vents? Unless there's another path that I'm just missed. Oh no.
Is that some kind of special artifact through the window?
Well, I'm cooked again. Oh my god. Well, one of these times we'll get lucky and we'll we'll find the path.
Is that some kind of special artifact through the window?
I will go through the go through the vents. Oh, we got a biscuit. The dog can go in the vents, yeah.
Always near, always true. Soft steps in the evening's glow. Someone's waiting standing still
Okay.
in the pale moonlight.
Piano this way.
One of those balloons isn't like the others. Let's try popping it. This must be that piano the signs are talking about. These look like
TBAA.
music notes? Looks like this glass is reinforced.
Oh,
I don't think it can break.
We need to get the dog to break the glass.
I need to get out of here. It's gone even further beyond.
What the fuck? Bro, I don't understand! I don't know. I don't really know what I was supposed to do there. I don't think the biscuits do anything, but I can try that. Handle this way. Nice. Bless RNG.
This must be that piano those signs are talking about. That's a curious chord. Looks like that big something. Gonna need something big and fast to make this. Is that someone's dog?
Go! Woo! Oh shit. Wait, you know what? Hold on. I want to see something. Okay, wait. So how many have we done? 3. Okay, so the new update included tape 8. So I think we have 2 more left. I think there's back rooms and then 1 more after that. I don't know. It says there's eight. It says there's 8 tapes in the update. I mean, this. So far, we've only done 6. This is the 7th. Don't fucking do it, chat. Just Backrooms is new? Okay. I don't know why it says tape 8 then. Unless the new game is considered a tape or something. It's not listing dark rooms? Oh, okay. Alright. I think I'm gonna call it a night here. I know we only have, I guess, the back rooms left, but I just, I wanna go get some dinner. I wasn't planning on streaming super long today, so we can finish up the final level, well, or maybe there's another one, but I guess from what people are saying, it seems like there's just one left. But yeah, we could finish that up tomorrow. I'm pretty tired. I want to get some food. But yeah, I'll be back tomorrow, chat. Summer Games Fest is tomorrow. We also have a sponsor for Gothic 1 Remake after Summer Games Fest, so yeah, it's gonna be a pretty long stream tomorrow, I think. I'm not really sure what my plans are for tomorrow. Maybe just play some horror slop.